arrested criminal herdsmen speak Fulani language. Prove to Nigerians you don't support them, Akeredolu tells Buhari. Ondo State Governor Rotimi Akeredolu has told Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari to be impartial in his handlings of the atrocities of killer Fulani herdsmen by making his position known to Nigerians that he is not supporting their criminality. Akeredolu, who is also the chairman of the Southwest Governors Forum, said this in an interview on Channels Television on Tuesday. Akeredolu said, "What we expect from Mr. President is for him to come out and let Nigerians know that he does not support criminality. He once said, if you find anybody with arms without a license, they should be arrested. Security agencies must be at work without rest. Everyone has said no to open grazing, then the law should follow." The governor also accused Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria and Bauchi State Governor Bala Mohammed of taking sides with the criminal herders despite the atrocities they allegedly commit in the southwest and other parts of the country. He said, "One of our major problems is when we have issues of this nature and we have Miyetti Allah. If they are not your members, there is no need to defend them. Bala Mohammed has not spoken like a statesman. How can you come out to say that people should come out and carry firearms, AK-47, when it is illegal? People are not licensed to carry guns." Bala Mohammed has only added more petrol to the fire. No governor should speak in that way. So I should ask my people to carry guns. Statements like that must be condemned, and I condemn it. Akeredolu went further to describe the self-acclaimed Yoruba rights activist Chief Sunday Adeyemo, popularly called Sunday Igboho, as, quote, "a child of circumstance, and we must look at the circumstances that led to his intervention." He continued, "I do not support people taking the law into their hands. I do not support illegality. Those circumstances may not be legal, but when you look at it, you know we are a child of circumstance." He added that most of the criminal herdsmen caught in Ondo State were speaking full food. Essentially, in Ondo State is our discovery of criminal herdsmen who were using our forest reserves to perpetrate crimes, and we said, look, we cannot stay by and watch things happen this way. People were kidnapped. We've been debriefed by all of them, and we know people who took them. If you're not licensed to be in the forest, then you'll be taken to do illegal ventures. That's where we stand. My duty does not include profiling those who come into the country, but all I know is that those perpetrating these crimes speak a common language. Whether they are foreigners or from here, it is a matter of the police to go after them and identify them. What we had from those who have been debriefed is that they spoke the language that was clear to them. Most of them were speaking Fulfud, and that is clear. This is a common language spoken across the length and breadth, particularly in West Africa and some parts of North Africa. So how did they come here? He said. I mean, of course, he is making sense, to be honest, but then at the end of the day, whatever his intentions are, because at this point we are really in a place of distrust. So when you're in a community or you're in a setting that is very corrupt, and then somebody starts speaking the right things according to the tunes and what the public wants to hear, we are very like, okay, what is your intentions behind it? Even though he might mean well, but yes, he's absolutely making sense. But him saying, how did they get here? Colonization. That's just what it is. Someone says, is it not high time yet for these cry baby governors to show some balls and hit the nail at the head? Where is Buhari, who is parading himself as Buhari that is deaf and dumb? Why is this Buhari talk such a hard thing? Someone says, tell Mr. President to review the constitution as he made it before assuming office. See, that's the thing. It has gotten so bad that we want to go back to a state where we were basically living on the bare minimum. Things were okay. They were not okay then. But because things have gotten worse, the standards are just so low. They are below the actual bare minimum. We're not asking for water, we're not asking for basic amenities to survive. We're just asking to be present. We're just asking to be there. It really shows how we're in a dire need of intervention, because at this point, it's very unfortunate. Someone says the Fulani elites who supposed to have come out to condemn this and, provide solutions where they... Okay, I don't know what this person... Okay, the spelling here is a bit wrong. On to the next comments. This person says, we don't have a president. What we have is presidencies, and they said presidency has addressed us. Please do everything within your power to protect the people. Sir Buhari is clearly the kingpin. The thing is, he as a governor does have a lot of power in terms of dictating, or not dictating, but making decisions as to how affairs in his state will run. And so so I don't understand if he necessarily needs Buhari's permission for certain things, but yes, he can deploy the actual security forces of the state to do their jobs and enforce the law in his state, if that makes sense. Whatever other states are doing can be different, but he is in a position of power to make sure that things do happen and things are taken care of in his state. That's his responsibility. So the governor should know that every tribe has their bad egg, even if the Fulanis, let them be prosecuted, but he should also know the other criminals like the Yahoo boys and other criminals tribes should be revealed. Their elite and leaders should admit that they are not supporting them. Bruv, the matter at hand is that it's what the people want. The people don't want foreigners in their land. And again, we can't describe other people from tribes as foreigners, because what? The country is not a united country. So when the people show passion and vim as to why foreign, it's a different thing. It's a different thing taking blame for your own actions and taking responsibility for the fact that this is what our people do. We're not perfect. We obviously have our bad eggs. What are you trying to say? Everyone has their bad eggs. But when a foreigner comes to your land and wants to do worse things, excuse me, the people have every right to be like, we don't want you here. Whether you agree with them or not, it's their right. It's their land. Yes, it's one Nigeria, but then why are we using one Nigeria only when it suits us, when it suits our argument, when it suits our interest? You can't come here and be like, and pretend that we're a united nation. We're not. We are very, very... It's a different thing, because with countries, there's one language. With countries, there's one ideology. Like, it's one. So your ethnicity and your nationality normally are the same, usually. That's how it is. So when your nationality is different from your ethnicity because you're just so diverse, doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing, but then how do they actually coexist with one another? Because you saying that the Yahoo boys, we should also focus on, our tribes that also have their bad eggs. Excuse me, are you trying to justify actions of the foreigners? Because you're trying to put it on a level playing field where it's like, okay, the foreigners can do this in your land because you yourself... No, it's a different thing. If you have no right to talk about the business of other people, the bottom line is they don't want you there, so they don't want you there. And unfortunately, this has allowed for the actual tribalism that the people hold to jump out. It's not even a specific tribe thing. We're all tribalistic. Every Nigerian is. It's not that you choose to. You've been conditioned to be. It is then your job to unlearn and relearn. But then, this situation has allowed us to prove even more, to a larger extent, that we are tribalistic and we don't like each other. We do not coexist properly. So it just is what it is at this point. Put what you think about it in the comment section below, and do not forget to like and subscribe.